Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? Back at it. Life is Just a Wave podcast. What's up with everybody? Hope everybody having a great day today. Here to talk about it, man. Carolina Panthers. You already know what time it is. Pull up, man. If you're late, y'all already know how it go, man. We here to talk about, man, this combine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So a lot of stuff to cover today. The Panthers, obviously, they interviewed with Derek Carr at the combine. And hey, the way it's looking right now, Derek Carr might be our future quarterback. He really might be our future quarterback. He really might be our future quarterback. I think Derek Carr may be our future quarterback. Is from what Frank White had to say today. Hey, Derek Carr might be the guy. Good, Fayette 9. What's good, man? Hey, I hate to hear it too. I hate to hear it too, bro. I hate to hear it too, but it's looking like that they said that they had a good meeting with Derek Carr. He might be our quarterback of the future, man. I'm kind of glad that Scott Fitterer came back and kind of cleaned up some of the stuff that that Frank Wright was saying. But it looks like that they're sold on like literally Derek. It's a possibility. I don't want to say he will. I don't want to say he won't. But it's looking like Derek Carr might be the quarterback for the Panthers, man. I don't know, man. Frank Wright is like he's very enticed with the idea of him being our QB of the future. It looked like he very, very enticed with that. Shout out to everybody that pulled up, see what's good, man. And when you talk about some of the stuff that they were saying in the combine today, I hope everybody, I don't know if everybody had a chance to go take a look at the comments, the interview that was going on, but signs are pointing to Derek Carr having a really good interview and him potentially being our quarterback of the future. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Life is just a wave, man. It's been so long since I've been live on my channel. I'm about to pick it back up, man. So I appreciate everybody's patience. I know it's been quiet over here, man, but I had to talk about it today to get everybody's thoughts and perspective on this, man. So, Scott, Frank Wright, first question when he was asked about, how did everything go with the meeting with Derek Carr? He said that the meeting went well. They was asking him questions about, how do you weigh versus having a veteran on the team versus drafting a quarterback. And to me, it sounded like Frank Wright was enthused with the idea of potentially bringing in a veteran quarterback. And that's what I'm getting. It feels like he was very enthused by that idea of bringing in a veteran quarterback, bringing in somebody like Derek Carr because of his experience, obviously what he can be able to bring to the team. It seems like that he was very enthused by the fact. But what has me thinking is like Scott Fitterer kind of took a different approach. He took a different approach to it. It seems like shout out to Donald Duck, man. What he said here: let Corral be the QB. If he doesn't work out, then go all on Drake May, UNC born, raised in CLT. Look, man, there's no guarantee next year, Donald Duck, that we will fall in a position to be able to get one of the top quarterbacks in next year's draft. There's no guarantee on that. So, hey, Vietnam, I 100% agree with you, bro. I don't like it, but it seemed like Frank Wright is enthused by the idea of potentially bringing in Derek Carr. If you haven't, go and take a look at the press conferences from today. They just wrapped up not too long ago, but it seems like he is really enthused by that idea, like that he could potentially, like Derek Carr could potentially be coming to Carolina. But Scott Fitterer had a different type of mindset. He said that ideally you want to draft your quarterback in the draft, right? He said that ideally you want to get a quarterback in the draft. But one person that it seems like that both of them are very high on is Bryce Young. Bryce Young seemed like to be the only quarterback that they were talking about today. For Scott Fitterer, when he was asked about his size being a problem, doesn't look like his size is going to be a problem at all. So there was a lot of people that was doubting Bryce Young and his size and how much it would be an issue with it. It looked like our front office is not worried about his size, what he's going to be when he come in, or the potential of what he might be. They're not worried about that. Doesn't show that they're worried about Bryce Young's potential size. I think they have a mindset more so. This light, man, this sun coming through this window is killing that. But if Bryce Young is their guy, I don't think that they're worried about his size. So, but another thing that they were talking about though is they also were okay with the idea of potentially taking a project. Like they have faith in this coaching staff to potentially take a project quarterback. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to do, man. Because this lights is. Hopefully that's a lot better. There we go. Fishy Boy, appreciate you, man. Hey, shout out to everybody, man, that's pulling up on it, man. Live today. Wanted to go ahead and talk about a couple of things, man. The press conference that just completed with the Carolina Panthers at the Combine. Man, the thing about Carr is that he looks like Sid from Toy Story. I thought we were done with the QB carousel when the buffoon got fired. Hey, look, I thought that we were done with it too. But again, Derek Carr, man, listen, I know a lot of people are hard on Derek Carr, but to me, Derek Carr is like an above average QB. Like he really is above average QB. I don't look at him as a quarterback that is, he's still better than anything that we've had over the last 5 years. That's how I feel about Derek Carr. But if you're asking me, is that who I would want to bring in? Absolutely not. All right. He's not my first choice. But it seems by like Frank Wright and what he sold on, it seemed like Frank Wright is very interested in the idea of potentially bringing this guy in to be our QB of the future. Nah, bro, Taylor Heineke looked like Sid from Toy Story. Where y'all silly with that? Hey, so again, it seems like based off of today, I really couldn't take anything from it. Like I really didn't take anything from what the Panthers were saying. I don't think that they really know what they're going to do with the quarterback position. It doesn't sound like they're really like for sold on one way or another what they're going to do. I want us to go draft AR-15 or Levis. Yeah, listen, they talked about Will Levis today. When they was asked questions about that, they always talked about the physical tools. And listen, anybody that takes AR-15, he's going to be a project, man. I really think so. I think he's going to have to sit a while. You're probably going to have to bring in a veteran quarterback just to make sure that he developed the way that he needs to develop. So I agree 100%. Like, I think that he's going to have to sit just a little bit before he can become the quarterback that we need him to become. So the only other options for QB is Jimmy G or bring back Sam Darnold. Yeah, Scott Fitterer didn't even rule that out today. He didn't even rule out the idea of potentially bringing Sam Darnold back. So it's going to be very interesting to see kind of what happens, man, with what's going to happen here at the Combine. If you haven't heard, Jalen Carter is potentially facing he had a warrant out for his arrest earlier today simply because the University of Georgia player that got killed a couple weeks ago, rest in peace to that player that got died in that accident, they're saying that Jalen Carter may have been involved in that situation. So there could be some stuff going on with Jalen Carter that could potentially impact his draft stock. So we're going to have to wait and see how that situation unfolds, because that could shake up the whole draft. It could shake up the entire draft if this news comes out that Jalen Carter was involved with some of that other stuff. So we're going to see how that's going to go. Because if he's no longer a top option, then that means that some people may slide. Or maybe somebody gets taken, earlier than originally projected. It's crazy. So fleeing from the accident, hey, Donald, that's what they're saying. That's exactly what they're saying. That's exactly what he's saying, that he could have potentially was involved with the situation. And, they said that cameras caught him racing as well. So hopefully we'll see how all of that works out and how everything turns out with that. I hope everything works out in his favor, man, because that's crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to everybody, man, that's watching. If you're new to the channel, please make sure that you like and subscribe, man. Haven't been doing anything on my channel, y'all. It's been completely dull, but it's about to pick back up, man. I'm about to start doing a lot of different things here with the channel coming soon. Going to be letting you guys into, my coaching life. Spring football is getting ready to start. I've actually already started, but going to be bringing some episodes coming up here with that. And then we're going to be talking about a lot of different content here on the channel as well. Carolina Panthers is always going to be the base of this podcast, but we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, other teams, other stuff that's going on in the draft. We may even talk about the NBA just a little bit, college football. Y'all know I'm a diehard LSU Tiger if y'all ain't seen back there. So we're going to be talking about a little bit of stuff. But back to this. So what is everybody's thoughts, man, on what happened today at the Combine? Because to me, it doesn't seem like Frank Wright and Scott Fitterer are on the same page. It doesn't seem like that. It does not seem like these guys are on the same page about what they want to do with the quarterback position. But I'm leaning more towards Scott Fitterer right now. And I'm leaning more towards him because he sounds like he knows that the quarterback position is the most important position that got to be fixed on this team. And obviously, he said that they did not get into the amount of money that Derek Carr would potentially want. But it seemed like Scott Fitterer had to kind of do some damage control, because Frank Wright just kind of basically came out and was like, hey, we had a great conversation with Derek Carr. We wanted to see if this was a good fit. This is a good option. And he said, this is a good option for him. It sounds like Frank Wright is more sold on bringing in Derek Carr than Scott Fitterer is. So having two people that are not on the same page in this organization, what does that mean for the Panthers going forward? Like, literally, what does that mean? Guys, I would push anybody that if you have not taken a look at those interviews, make sure you guys go and take a look at it right now. It says, it seems like they put together a staff to develop a QB. Frank might be trying to get the Saints to overpay for Carr too. Hey, look, it could be a tactic. It most definitely could be a tactic. They could be trying to run up the price on, for the Saints or whatever it is. But I didn't really like what Frank Wright was saying today in regards to Derek Carr, because he it seems like he was more intrigued with the idea of bringing him in to be the quarterback for the Panthers. But Scott Fitterer is leaning more towards the draft. Even when they asked him about trading up and to go get a guy, like he said that he's okay with doing that, but you have to make sure that you 100% hit on the guy that you're going to get in. And like I said, Bryce Young name came up a ton today. Their name came on a ton today. That was just coach speak. I'm not buying into what Frank said. Hey, D'Angelo, hey, you could be absolutely correct, right? It was just coach talk, but you have to think about it too. What is the plan? Because again, right now, I know that they don't want to give their hand away. I know that they don't want to give away what they're doing, what they're. But to me, it seems like that they have two different outlooks on what they really want to do with the quarterback position. It seems like the GM wants to go ahead and get a guy in the draft. It seems like Frank Wright likes the idea of Derek Carr coming in to be the quarterback. So I'm not sure what they want to do. This is probably one of the first times this whole offseason that I'm not sure on what Carolina wants to do and what they're going to do. I think that they're going to shock the fucking world. I really do. I think that we're going to be 100% surprised on what the Carolina Panthers decide to do with the quarterback position coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Like I would not be surprised if Derek Carr is our quarterback going forward. Like I would not. That shit would be such a Carolina Panther thing to do, to make Derek Carr our quarterback. Like I would not be surprised if they bring that man in. That's the confusing part. Locked In on Panthers did an interview a while back with someone who watches Ole Miss and compared Corral to Carr. I don't know about that. And listen, I know there's been a lot of talk about Matt Corral. Has he been given a fair opportunity to really show what he has? No, he has not. But at the same time, I just don't see him getting to the level that some people potentially see him getting to. I don't see that. Like, I think he's going to be a solid backup here in Carolina. Again, I could be completely wrong. And if I am wrong, then, man, we just don't understand. But I don't think that we would be looking for a quarterback if Matt Corral was dancing. I just don't. We're going up to get Stroud, and I'm not thinking of anyone else. I'm speaking it into existence. Hey, D'Angelo, my kind of guy. I love that idea. And again, not even just Stroud, just be aggressive about getting the quarterback, period. It's been a position you have not been able to solidify in years. You haven't been able to solidify the quarterback position in years. So why not go up and get your guy? You have a chance in this draft to go up and draft a quarterback, to go get your franchise quarterback, hopefully the guy that's going to be the quarterback for the next 10 years. You have an opportunity to do something like that. Why not do it? I just really hope the Panthers don't settle for anything. Like, don't just sit back and wait for something to happen. Go and get your guy, man. Like, literally, go and get your guy. Go and get your guy. You got to go and get your guy. I'm about to drop the link, man. Anybody want to pull up, man? Again, I'm not going to be on here too long today. Just wanted to do something quick for the channel right quick. And, you know, anybody that want to pull up, man, and give your thoughts on the combine today and the pre. Yeah, link is out there, man, for anybody that want to pull up, man, to give their thoughts and opinions on their thoughts about the combine press conferences today. The link is out, man, to pull up to the StreamYard and give y'all thoughts and opinions on it and what the Panthers are going to do. I'm really not sure what they're going to do. I have no idea what the Panthers are about to do with this quarterback position. But again, from what I got from Scott Fitterer today is that he's okay with the idea of bringing Derek Carr in. It sounds like he's okay with that. And David Tepper also was in the meeting. It was reported that David Tepper was in the meeting. His wife, Nicole Tepper, was in the meeting. Suleiman, that's over our financial, was in the meeting. It seemed like this was something that they were taking serious. It seems like this was something that they were really taking serious. All I'm saying is when the QB we draft gets injured and they put Corral in and he balls out, I'm going to be roasting all the haters who will be on the Corral. Listen, again, Donald, if that's something that does happen, I mean, that was just taking a home run, like a swing and a miss. Like, you got to live with that one at that point. That's something that you just got to live with. If that happens, that's just something that you got to live with. I wouldn't be mad if something like that happened at all. I really wouldn't. I don't foresee it happening, but I wouldn't be mad at that at all. You can't be. You can't be mad at that at all. Some other important topics, man, that was talked about at today's pressers. And then another thing that Frank Reich said that made me like, bro, he said that Derek Carr has a good 5-year window. With him being 32 years old right now, he has a good 5-year window to still play. He praised him. Frank Reich praised this guy, man. He praised this guy. He praised this guy to be like he could really be the Panthers' savior. Frank Reich said that Derek Carr has a good 5-year window still left in his career for him to win a Super Bowl. Again, high praise from our coach. Honestly, when I first seen that the Panthers were bringing in Derek Carr to be bringing in Derek Carr, I thought it was just more so of them doing their due diligence. But from what I'm looking at here, man, I I don't know. All right, bro. Got to get back to work. The break over. Keep up the grind. Thank you, Donald Duck. I appreciate you for pulling up, man. Most definitely. Again, shout out to everybody, man, that's here on the channel. If you're new to it, make sure that you like and subscribe. We're here today to talk about the Carolina Panthers press conference recap. So Carolina Panthers coach Frank Wright on free agent quarterback Derek Carr. He said, we have to see if this is the right fit and if this is an answer. Part of that is yes, this is a good option, but we have to look at all of our options that is in the time of the year that we're to do that. So again, a lot of high praise for this guy, but not really sure what if him and Scott Fitterer are on the same page when we're talking about ideals on quarterbacks. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they're on the same page with what exactly that they want to do. For the Panthers to meet with Derek Carr, they're basically saying that this guy's a legit option. At minimum, he's a legit option. At minimum, he is. So again, I don't know what's going to happen. It's wrecking my brain because I don't know if we're going to draft a quarterback. I don't know if we're going to sign a quarterback. Maybe we draft somebody in the second round and just try to let them develop. They didn't rule out any options today. Like, it doesn't seem like that the whole organization is on the same page with what they need to do. And do they still have time to figure it out? Absolutely. There's still time to figure it out. But I was hoping to get a little bit more concrete foundation of what direction the Panthers are really going to go in when we're talking about the quarterback position. But one thing is for sure, we have a hell of a staff in place. A bunch of guys, man, that have a ton of experience developing quarterbacks. So I have no doubt in my mind that whoever we bring in as the quarterback, they're going to be able to come here and thrive. I see nothing but success for the Panthers in their future going forward. David Tepper has done a really good job of putting this staff together that has a bunch of quarterback gurus on it. And I'm interested to see now kind of where it takes us. What are they going to do now? What are the options? What are they leaning towards? Have they talked about Lamar? Have they talked about this? It seems like he keeps saying that all of the options on the table, but it's bothering me because it's like, what direction are you willing to go in? I feel like the Panthers need to know if they're going to go and get a quarterback from the draft. Are they going to sign a veteran? Or what is it that they're going to do? That's what I want to hear from the combine. And again, per Scott Fitterer, he said they're going to talk to Derek Carr again. Guys, Derek Carr may be our quarterback. I don't know for sure. I'm not 100% sold on it. But Derek Carr may be the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. Like, if they can work out a deal and this number is like a good number, I believe that Derek Carr is going to be the Panthers quarterback. I really do. I didn't get the feeling, David Newton just posted this out. He said, I didn't get the feeling that Shaq Thompson will be a part of the Panthers plan for 2023 based on the salary that he will that will be hard to get down to what the team needs. Yeah, I kind of felt that as well. Shaq Thompson is gone. His days in Carolina are over with. Yeah, he would have to take an extreme pay cut in order for him to stay with the team. And I just don't. I don't see that happening. I don't see him doing that. So I think anybody that has a Shaq Thompson jersey right now, man, it's a throwback right now. Scott Fitterer also said that they're working to get a deal done with Bradley Bozeman. So it looks like Bradley Bozeman could be in the plans for the upcoming season. Also, it also looks like that they both want to bring back Deontay Foreman. So Deontay Foreman could be somebody that is also in the plans going forward for this upcoming year. But Scott Fitter also addressed the salary cap, kind of where the salary cap is right now. He said that they're going to work on getting that salary cap down, which is true. I know a lot of people was worried about the salary cap, and but that number never stays to where it's at. It's always a number that's going to be going up and down. They always find a way. Like I said, Scott Fitter, one thing I like about what he said is that if there's something that they want to do, they're always going to find a way to get it done. And see, that's one thing that everybody has to understand about, like, the Panthers and the situation they're in the draft and free agency when it comes to the cap space. If there's somebody that they want to get, if there's something that they want to do, they're going to find a way to get it done. They're going to find a way to get it done. So that's why I don't sit up here and worry about what everything looks like right now. Because if the Panthers want to go and get somebody, they want to give up draft picks, if they want to spend large amount of money in free agency, they will find a way to get it done. It's a necessity. It's one of those things that's going to happen. Again, man, shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. Hey, look, haven't been live on the channel in a while. Wanted to go ahead and get it live out today just to keep everybody, let them know that Life is Just a Wave podcast is not done yet. We're going to keep rolling. I got a ton of exciting stuff that's going to be coming up here and coming out. A bunch of videos and stuff that I'm about to be posting here on the channel. About to start back investing everything into the channel, man, to get it to where it needs to be. Appreciate everybody that's in the support, man. Y'all make sure that if you are new to the channel, like and subscribe to it if you have not done so already. So when we're talking about Bryce Young, because Bryce Young's name came up a lot when we talked about when they were interviewing Scott Fitterer, when they were interviewing Frank Wright, they asked him questions about Bryce Young and his size. Scott Fitterer says nothing is too big for Bryce Young. This was Scott Fitterer's words about it. So obviously there's a lot of people that have questions about his size and all of that, but it doesn't seem like his size is going to be a problem for the Carolina Panthers. Frank Wright, when they asked him about it, he referred to Drew Brees. He referred to Russell Wilson. He referred to Kyler Murray. He said that, obviously, most quarterbacks that are coming out, ideally, they're going to have good size. But for Bryce Young, his talent outweighs his size at the end of the day. And it doesn't look like his size would be a problem for Scott Fitterer or for Frank Wright. That was the QB's name that came up the most today. Maybe they're high on him. Seems like the Panthers are high on Bryce Young. Will they make a move to go up to go and get him? Is he their guy? I want to know from you guys, man, how do you all feel about Derek Carr potentially being our quarterback? Do we think we should trade up for somebody? Another quotes. When Scott Fitter, when he was asked on the Panthers' needs, he said, tight end, we can use another wide receiver. I like where our offensive line is at. We're working on getting the deal done with Bradley Bozeman. He said speed at linebacker would be one, depending on how we're going to play Jeremy Chin, maybe get another safety. But QB is the biggest priority, though. So let's break that down a little bit. So when asked about the Panthers' need, he said tight end. Obviously, we need another tight end. Honestly, I think we should get a tight end in free agency. I think we should have a tight end in free agency. I think we got to go and get a veteran tight end that can catch. Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz, Evan Ingram. There's a lot of names that are going to be out there in the free agent market. I think you can get a lot of tight ends for the low in free agency. I think that's what we should do. Offensive line is pretty good. Long as Bozeman and all those guys can come back healthy, you can get deals done with them. I think our offensive line is in good space. I think that if you are going to add to the offensive line, you're probably going to need to just get depth. It's just more about depth on the offensive line, just in case some guys go back, or if these guys are not healthy by the time the regular season get kicked off. Speed at linebacker. Well, there's a lot of different things that you can do with that. I would definitely say Brandon Smith is probably going to get a lot more opportunities this year. I think when he came in, he showed flashes. So I think that he's going to get a lot more opportunities, but we definitely can afford to bring in some more speed, especially if you're running a 3-4 defense. You got to have some type of hybrid option at defensive end, especially if Jeremy Chin, which it sounds like Jeremy Chin is going to be playing a lot more in the box this year. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he's going to be playing a lot more in the box. So I would definitely probably say I would probably say that when we're looking at where the Panthers are overall, all of the needs that Scott Fitterer said, so that's how I know that these are major issues because they're the same thing, but he did not bring up defensive end opposite of Brian Burns. Now, that was one thing that he did not bring up is somebody opposite of Brian Burns. Shout out to Courtesy. Courtesy, know the Derek Carr. I say draft a QB and develop him, create cap room. Hey, Courtesy, I'm 100% on board with your brother. But the thing about it is, it seems like our head coach is high on Derek Carr right now. Like, he seems pretty high on Derek Carr right now, man. Like, they're going to meet with Derek Carr again on Monday. Like, they're going to have another phone conversation with him on Monday, man. And I'm worried about this. Like, I'm really worried about this, man. I wasn't expecting, Frank Wright to have so much high praise for Derek Carr. And then the fact that David Tepper and Nicole and all of the, Panthers high-ups were in that meeting, that worries me, man. Like, I'm really worried about that. I'm really worried about that. And I don't want to say it, but I'm starting to get this feeling that Derek Carr is going to be the Panthers quarterback. I don't know why I'm getting this feeling, but after hearing what they had to say, I'm starting to get a feeling like that because it would be such the Panther thing to do. Like that, it's a typical Panther thing to do, man. It really is. It is the typical Panther thing to do. I would not be surprised if in the coming weeks we hear that Derek Carr is our quarterback. Shout out to Poppin' Bullets, man. Poppin', what's up, man? Pull up, Poppin', scroll up, join the StreamYard, man. If you ain't busy, if you ain't at work, I know it's midday on a Wednesday, but I wanted to go ahead, man, and talk about it. Hey, but look, Poppin', you could be right. It could be a smoke screen. I'm 100%, could think that it is a smoke screen, but why is Tepper in the meeting? Why is Tepper meeting with this guy? You know what I'm saying? Why were they all there? And why are they meeting with him again? I thought they were just, doing their due diligence, turning over every stone, you know what I'm saying? Flipping, just, seeing what, just kicking the tires on Derek Carr. But, man, it seems like that there might be some legitimate interest for this guy. It's starting to seem that it's some legitimate interest for him to come to Carolina. And I don't know for sure. I just don't know what the Panthers are going to do. Like, I'm getting nervous. I'm really getting nervous right now. Like, I'm getting anxiety, off of what's going on. But another quote from Scott Fitterer, in the ideal world, you do want to draft one. If you have conviction on the guy, you go up and get him. Scott Fitterer said this again. So to all my people that think that the Panthers won't trade up, probably haven't been listening to your GM over the last couple of weeks, but he made it clear that if the Panthers are high on the guy, which they talked a lot about Bryce Young today, then you're going to get him. But he also followed up and says, focus is to fix quarterback position moving forward, not just put a patch on it. That right there shows me that he is not high on the idea of bringing in a Derek Carr kind of guy. Like, listen to again what Scott Fitterer said. He says, to fix the quarterback position moving forward, not just to put a patch on it. Carolina has gone different veteran quarterback the last few years, doing homework on all options. Scott trade daddy. Hey, absolutely, Eddie. Absolutely. So, again, what the hell are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are the Panthers going to do? What is going to be like? Do we ultimately trade a guy? Do we bring in Derek Carr? What the hell are we going to do? I just don't know no more. Like I really thought that the Panthers were sold on getting the quarterback in the draft, but it's starting to. Y'all, Derek Carr gonna be our quarterback. We gonna have Derek Carr. I'm telling you, if he take listen, if he takes a deal, give me 2 seconds, everybody. All right, we back, baby. If Scott and Frank had a disagreement about Derek Carr, I believe Scott will have the final say so. Courtesy, see that's my thing. Would he? You get what I'm saying? Like, would he legit have the final say so? I don't know. I really don't know. And just reading a little bit more, man, from some highlights. Panthers GM Scott Fitterer said, "I don't think it's wrong to go the veteran route, but in my ideal world, the team would draft and develop a QB. I think this really gives you an idea of what the Panthers are thinking." That's per Steve Reed. I don't know. Well, one thing is for sure, both of these guys feel like Bradley Bozeman is a must to come back. Poppin', man, what's good?
What's good with you, man?
What's going on, brother, man? How you feel about everything today, brother?
Um, I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna say that they all in on Derek Carr or whatever. I think that I think they like him. I think that he's at a good ripe age where he got experience that they will consider. But um, I'm not. I think what's gonna come down to it is really what Derek Carr wants. If he's trying to get a 5 year, 4 year deal type of thing, or if he's on some like, hey, let me come in for 3 years, sign him to a 2 year deal, and we sign a. Because I still think we're gonna get a quarterback. I don't care what nobody say. I think we're still gonna get a quarterback. Like,
Yeah.
there's been I forgot the guy's name. He was the guy that criticized Cam Newton a long time ago. An article about him being an icon. I think his name was something King.
Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
He posted out there saying that the Panthers are not interested at all in any of these refurbished old quarterbacks.
Right.
So he's always played close to the Carolina Panthers for years. You also got to take that in consideration. They're gonna get up there and they're gonna say everything nice about everybody. They're not gonna talk bad. And to speak on about um damn, what's his name? I can't even think of his name right now.
Who?
The owner.
Oh, David Tepper.
Speak on David Tepper. That just shows you the growth of David Tepper because there's only like 4 owners that have been that's showing up in Indianapolis, which that doesn't look good. But that just means two things: he's growing up and he's trying to let people know, hey, I want you to come play for us. Number two, a lot of these teams are already situated, so they don't have to go as far as how far we need to go. So he's really trying to
Right.
show how we're changing, how we're maturing. So I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's a good look.
Yeah, I think it's a good look too, man. And again, it could be all smoke screens, man. But
Oh yeah, this is smoke screen like cinema right now. This is what it's all about. Like,
yeah.
he even I mean, we talked about Bryce Young, right? I
Right.
mean, he gave homage to him like, hey, he deserved everything that he's getting,
Right.
While
Exactly.
while the media
Exactly.
is sitting here breaking him down, is like,
Right. There you
oh,
go.
he's 5'10" and a half, and this, that, and other. He's not gonna throw.
Yeah,
He
he's
don't
not
have to.
throwing at the combine. They slamming his name through the mud, man.
But that's the thing, though. That man just had shoulder surgery like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Why go out there and do that now? When
Right.
you
You
when
don't
you
have
broke
to.
when you don't have to. You got the best stats. You broke all these accolades.
Right.
You won the Heisman. You don't need to show anything.
Right. Exactly.
It's up to the team to say, "Hey, I'm gonna take a chance on you." So what does he have to do? I mean, I don't feel like he necessarily needs to go out there to throw. Only thing I would want him to do is run. I think that would shoot him up.
Yeah, the 40 and all of that. Yeah. I think he should have at least done the measurable stuff. But I think he's trying to put on some pounds, man, for his pro day.
I mean, he got time. He got plenty of time. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
he
saying?
do.
He need to get him a big girl.
Yeah. Hey, I just, man, like, I guess, man, what I was expecting, man, to hear from them today, though, was a little bit more like solid foundation on what direction they're going in.
Nobody's doing it. I've looked at just
Yeah.
about every GM and owner that's been on CBS on that podium. Nobody is telling them nothing. Everything you're hearing from our organization is the same thing you're hearing from everybody.
Right.
You know.
And
Now I'm
I
gonna tell you
get
what's
it.
I'm gonna tell you what's a twister. That defensive lineman that just got to go to
Oh,
Athens,
Jalen
Georgia.
Carter. Yeah, that's gonna shake
Ooh,
up the whole draft, man.
Chicago. What you
Right.
gonna
That's gonna
do?
shake up the whole draft because if they come out and convict him of this, man, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be some stuff. It's gonna shake up the draft, man. Because if they come out and find that he had anything to do, man, with that death of that Georgia player, that car wreck, bro,
Yeah,
he might be done.
I think it was 2 people that passed away in that.
Yeah, yep. And they said that around 2:30 a.m. they saw his car leaving the area.
That's so somebody snitching because I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, from the reports that I heard, they were speeding, right?
Right.
They say he was driving very close to the other car that got
Mm-hmm.
that ran off the sidewalk, which is the people that died, the players
Right.
that died.
Right.
Condolences to their family. You know what I'm saying? And then now, you know, so he's supposed to be in Indy.
Right.
He didn't do any interviews. You know, he didn't do nothing. And they were saying something like they don't know where he at right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, because
So how
again,
you just disappear all of a sudden? Like now they can't find you.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, that news breaking today was a complete shock to me. I didn't expect to see that this morning, man.
Yes, sir.
And I got a
Yeah.
feeling that if this thing don't play out in his favor, man, that's gonna shake up the entire draft because a lot of people had Jalen Carter, man, on their list as number one.
He was number one. I mean, that's regardless of what nobody say. He's going
Right.
number one.
Yeah.
Now Bryce could be number one coming off the board as quarterback or CJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the 1A, 2A, whatever.
Right.
But
You think
he
Chicago
was
gonna trade their pick?
hell yeah.
Yeah, they traded.
Yeah, but because this gonna stop all that.
Right.
This gonna stop all that. I mean, you done put yourself in a box now because you got to go down to Georgia. They got a warrant out for you, so you got to get locked up.
Got to. Yep. Now. Yep.
They got to do an investigation. You don't even know if you're gonna be able to come back to do any kind of combine work. So
Exactly.
really, you just gotta see if you what is gonna be on your tape. Now I know he got NIL money or whatever how they call it.
Yeah. You know,
But how long is your money for a murder charge though?
right, man. I hope I hope that he ain't have nothing to do with it, man. Like I hope it's a situation that he might have been there, you know, but they trying to say that he was racing the other car.
Exactly. If you speeding and the other person beside you speeding, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a coincidence that both of y'all going fast at the same time.
Right.
And then for them to say that he was driving very close to the other person, that means he wasn't all the way in his lane, he was in that person's lane. For them
Right.
to end up hitting a curve and going off the road.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
technology is out here, bro. They can pull up cameras everywhere. So it's not looking good for my boy.
Yeah, it's not, man. It's not. Man, how do you feel about Scott Fitterer saying when they would ask him about the team needs beside QB, he said tight end, wide receiver, speed at linebacker, a safety, you know, potentially because it sounds like Jeremy Chin gonna be playing in the box. But he didn't say nothing about a defensive end opposite of Brian Burns.
You know why? That's telling you what he's looking for in free agency. He's gonna go get a veteran rusher.
Right. That's what we
And
need, though.
and look at all the connections that we got on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really too worried. I think they're gonna knock this free agency out the box. You know, he already. The thing I like about Scott is that at least he's upfront and
Yeah,
tells
he
me what he's
is.
gonna do. Sometimes I wish he didn't know, but I rather have it. I rather have it that way than a whole bunch of lying
Right.
and stop playing too much into the politics. Like, let us know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because the fans want it, the fans need it, we deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
how can I go talk shit to anybody else's organization when I don't even know what's going on with mine? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
See, Bobby, man, I want to give you a round of applause for that, man, because that's how I feel, man. Like, it's so much, it's too many questions surrounding the Panthers right now. You get what I'm saying?
But it's good questions. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting question. Definitely exciting times, man. But like, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about this, Pop. It's like, what if, man? Like, what if they do bring in Derek Carr, bro? Like, what if they really do that, man? Like,
They still gonna get a quarterback.
you still think they gonna take a quarterback?
There's only two quarterbacks that can start right now and be okay.
And be okay, right?
And be okay. You want somebody who got some better experience. You know what I'm saying? And then if we think about it, paying Carr $35 million a year is not bad, bro. Be honest with you.
Not for starting quarterback money.
Not for starting quarterback money, bro.
Yeah, it's
So
not.
so for instance, if they went and got AR right, and he sat behind him for 2 years, now
Okay.
that'll be pretty much the longest I've seen Derek Carr being because he's already 32. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 32. Frank said he got 5 good years left.
Yeah, Frank. That was the bullshit.
You can't say no stuff like that, man. You can't say that.
Frank.
Come on, Frank. That's why I was like, when he said that, I was like, Frank, are you kidding me, bro?
Frank was bullshit right there.
Yeah, he was,
they being really nice.
Yeah, bro. I know he was bullshitting, Pop, but think about like the eyes that raised. Like everybody, like, bro, these niggas about to go get Derek Carr, and then they said they go talk to him again on Monday.
But you know what? Let's say we don't get Derek Carr. That's fine. I'm happy. If we do, I'm good. If we don't, I'm good. I hope he goes to the Colts. He's already there. You ain't got to lose your man. You can grab your man right there.
Right.
You can bag him up, and then y'all can stay where the hell y'all at. And let us move up and get our guy. You know what I'm saying? Because like, don't be greedy. Go ahead and get your guy.
I want another team to sign Derek Carr. Let him go to the Colts. Because I mean, we can move up the board.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But if not, it still could play out in our favor that we still can go get our quarterback. Because like I'm saying, we could still pay this. All right, this year, we they got to finish up, saying the salary cap.
Yeah, but they do.
Yeah. $35 million is not bad for him to come here in our division.
Right.
And for us to get us a quarterback that can come right behind him in the next few years and be ready. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, right? The first year, right? If he do so, as a fan base, we're going to be like, all right, he did okay. He did okay. We got to the playoffs. We got in the first round. We beat the first round, and then we lost in the second round. Cool. Then get some more pieces. And if he just falls off, bro, we're going to be calling for AR.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy because, but again, like this is my thing. If you're gonna okay, so I'll say it like this, bro. If we bring in Derek Carr, I think he would do okay. He won't do great, but he go do okay.
He will be the best quarterback in our division.
Yeah, like exactly right. So me, I will be okay unless the Falcons trade for Lamar, which that's a possibility too. Unless they do that. But I'll say this too, though.
They still won't be better than us.
Nah, they won't. But
they don't have a running game like we do. They don't have a defense like we got.
Nah, they ain't got no defense. Yeah.
And we finally got a coaching staff that can coach.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're right.
They ain't got nobody over there can out coach us.
Yeah, you're right. But this is what I'll say about Derek Carr, man. I will say it like this. I don't hate the idea of bringing him in. I just don't love the idea of bringing him in either. You get what I'm saying? Because I think about it like this: he made a lot of money when he was with the Raiders, so I don't think that he looking to. But again, I feel like a team like the Jets, because let's say if A-Rod decided to retire or he decided to go back to Green Bay, which we probably finna find out over the next week what he gonna do. But let's say like a team like the Jets who desperately need a quarterback. I'm hoping, bro, that like they will make a move for Derek Carr and give him a sweeter deal, because I don't see the Panthers telling him right now, like in those meetings, like Derek, you go come in here and be our quarterback for like the next 5 years. I don't see them saying that. But a team like the Jets,
I don't either.
A team like the Jets, they telling him that shit. They like, bro, we want you to come in and be our franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Because they already done tried to draft her out and they done failed miserably. So for them, they definitely probably going after a veteran quarterback.
I mean, yes. I mean, one of these teams gonna get naked for him. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be us.
Nah.
I truly think it's gonna be between the Colts and the Jets. But if he doesn't agree with the organization, the GM, the head coach, you know, that's gonna take into a lot of he don't want to go to another organization that he feel like he's gonna get screwed. I think he wants to go somewhere where they're being upfront with him and he's getting the opportunity to either research his career or he know what his role gonna be if he comes here. He's like, hey, I got a 3-year window.
Right.
I need a ball out. I need to try to get a ring because that's just what it is, you know. And I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be upset if he came here as long as we go get our quarterback in the draft.
Right.
Indy, I mean, I hope they get naked for him, but I mean, we know, you know, Steichen being up there does make it look a little better, but I mean,
they still not where they need to be though.
They owner is batshit crazy. So
Jim Irsay.
Yeah, I don't know.
He is. So what you think about this statement from Fitterer today, man? When they asked Fitterer about the advantages to trading up before the draft for the QB, Fitterer says you do that when you're sold and have a lot of conviction on the QB you want. But he also said you better get it right.
I mean, you know, he could have read that off a Hallmark card. I mean, everybody knows that. I mean, that's a simple game. That's GM 101.
Right.
I mean, if you just know that, you know, but I think what he's also saying, or what he's not saying, is that if you're gonna do that, you better have a plan in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if we, like I said, if we decided to go get Carr and then got somebody else, we got a perfect plan because we got somebody who can grow. And the reason why I'm pulling for AR because he's 21.
Yeah, he's young.
And he's not just I want to run quarterback first. If the shit break down, he's out. He's the least sacked quarterback out of these 5 first round quarterbacks that are coming out this year. Hendon Hooker would have been a first round if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. But he's 21 years old. By the time like he gets to 25, oh my God, bro! Like his ceiling could be just amazing. And if he could sit beside a veteran who's a good person, who's humble, and can show him the ropes. Like, see, some people get it twisted. They think that just because you draft a quarterback that can sit behind somebody that they learn. Yeah, they might have to learn, but they'll probably be learning with like the coach assistant or the quarterback coach. But it doesn't mean that coach that quarterback over there is going to help you. Brett Favre went with that with Rodgers. Favre ain't want to teach Rodgers shit.
Nothing at all.
Same thing with Brady and Garoppolo. Brady wasn't trying to teach Garoppolo nothing. So it's really up to your staff. The minute you got in that building, if they see that, okay, this is a guy that's gonna make the locker room better. That's what we want. We want people that's gonna help each other out for the organization, whether you the man up or the next man up.
Exactly. No, I 100% agree with that, man. I'm not worried about us having the staff to develop these guys. I think we got the guys that can develop, the talent. What I'm more so worried about, man, is making like the right decision. Like, man, this decision on QB is such a big thing. Like, this is probably one of the most important off seasons in Carolina Panther history, bro. Like, again, and if you get it wrong, you could be potentially in a situation where you're rebuilding for the next 5-6 years. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm
See, if we had Matt Full here, yes. But see, we don't got that no more. That's why I'm saying, like, bro, you got OG legends sitting up there. They're not gonna sit here and let all that fall apart. Like, hold on, what you? No. Bring it back. You got too many senior advisors that help you not screw it up.
That's
How
true.
many people on the coaching staff have Super Bowl rings?
Oh, it's a few.
It's a few, right?
Yeah, it's a few.
How many did we have when we had Matt Rule and staff and company? None.
Exactly. Again, you're right, man. But that was a mistake that Matt Rule. I'm just saying, man, with the way everything is lining up and kind of how everything is going, it's like when you put a staff like this together, this is saying that like we want results right away. You get what I'm saying? Like,
is it though?
It is, because a lot of these guys probably not even gonna be with the team. Like, listen, our offensive coordinator, Thomas, bro, he gonna be a head coach. You can just tell by how he talk. He's gonna eventually be a head coach.
But he's probably gonna be a head coach here.
You think so?
He's gonna be the protege. Yes, he's gonna be the protege of Reich. If you go back and look at the head coach for the Rams, he was so upset that he got away from him, but he opened it up himself because he didn't even know if he was gonna stay there. So he told the staff, "Hey, go out there and see what y'all want to do because I don't know if I'm gonna be here with the Rams." But that was one person he was gonna keep in his back pocket and take him wherever else he was gonna go anyway. Because I don't think he's done with coaching. I think he just want to do something else. He didn't expect to lose Brown, bro. And how much they've been talking about him, man, he ain't going nowhere, bro. He ain't.
Yeah, man. But I just see from how he talked, man, the kind of how he commands the room, and just his like. I feel like he's going to do a phenomenal job this year. Same thing with Ejiro. I think Ejiro will be gone too. I don't think that neither one of these guys are going to last 2 years here in Carolina, especially if we have a lot of success.
So I'm gonna tell you this. I think we'll have a jar for the next 2 years. I'm gonna tell you why. Because after looking at his interview, right, last year was his first time. He said he really got to like take over everything,
right?
And he didn't know how hectic it was. Good thing is he had Don Capers in his back pocket to help him assist him. Because he was overwhelmed, but he still was able to see through and still have a good defense.
Right.
Now, only having 1 year underneath your belt, you still need more time to go from a DC to head coach. You know what I mean? I think he's not going to just run and jump into just being a head coach. Yeah, your money goes up, but you still got to bring your own staff. This, that, and other. One main reason why he left because of one of his staff members was let go unfairly. So he's like, I'm not staying here if y'all did him like that. So that just tells me it wasn't like he brought him along. He left because his boy left. And then he came here, and the only person he was really associated with it was Dom Capers. So he's not ready to build a staff yet. So I think we're good with some of these people for the next 2-3 years. We're going to have a heavy push. Now, let me ask you this. You said that we're going to need a turnaround. There's going to be a lacking somewhere. What do you feel like is going to be something you're going to see change immediately as far as like in a good way? And what you think might slack in some ways?
I think the defense this year is probably going to be a lot improved. Like, I mean, it's been solid over the last couple of years, but I can see like Ejiro and Capers in their group, man, that they did on their defensive staff. I can see this defense potentially, man, being like a top 10 unit, like sooner rather than later, right? Especially with bringing Jeremy Chin back up in the box, and if you bring in a veteran DN opposite of Brian Burns, I think Derek Brown go continue to take the step. But I'll say this though, as far as like an area that we probably are gonna like maybe struggle in a little bit, I think it's gonna be the skill positions. Like I do. Like I think it's gonna be the skill positions, man. Because honestly, the wide receiver room is not great. Like it's really not great at all. I mean, outside of DJ Moore, he's really like the only proven commodity that you got in there. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You don't have a tight end. You don't have a tight end. You don't have like a true like Terrence Marshall Jr. is emergent, but you got to see if he can stay healthy. But everybody else are just question marks.
Yeah, and Terrence Marshall's a 3.
Exactly.
At best, right now he's a 3. I don't know if he's gonna come up. So that's why I like what Federer is saying. Too.
You know, I think the running back position, you got to add some talent in the running back room, man. Because look, Deontay Foreman, listen, I'm not as high on Deontay Foreman as everybody else is. I think that he did a really good job for us, but really, I mean, I think that should be by committee type of approach. You got to have a running back that can do a little bit of everything. Like, okay, short yardage, you know, to put Deontay Foreman in, right? Because he go get those tough fought yardage. Chuba Hubbard, he can't catch, but if you need, you know, if it's a first, second down, and you need to try to pick up a quick little 5-6 yards, you might be able to do that. But you still need a pass catching back. I don't think we have no running back on the roster that can catch the ball, you know, and really get receptions. And then I would say too, man, another area one that you got to think about, man, what the hell you gonna do at the kicker position? You gonna bring Eddie Pinheiro back? Is Zane Gonzalez gonna come back? I mean, what you gonna do at the kicker position? So
let's break this down. The only back I would bring back, and he's not asked for a lot of money. I think he's asked for like $3.5 million. Is Deontay? I think that's a decent deal for him only being 26, 27 years old. He doesn't have a lot of miles on him because he really didn't have to run that much when he was in Tennessee. He backed him up for 1 year, really, and he got hurt a long time ago in college. But I think he's servable. I'm not a fan of Chuba, even though Chuba had some good sprints here and there. And Black's here, well, I mean, I would just probably put him at punt return, to be honest with you.
Right.
You can get rid of Shot Smith. He just does a lot of talking and get embarrassed.
Right.
That's why I like what Federer said that this is gonna be some sexy picks that they're gonna go after because they know in order to win in this game, you gotta be able to score.
Exactly.
We was in a trend of if you score more than 14 points, 17 points,
you're gonna beat us.
You're gonna beat us. And we cannot go out there trotting out there with just DJ Moore and Terrence Marshall catching it with his ankles. We just can't do that. So we gotta bring some talent. Now I know that what's his name is supposed to get released from is it the Giants?
Or Kenny Galladay.
Kenny Galladay.
I don't man, that motherfucker. I don't want him, man.
I don't think they use him right.
Yeah.
I'll take him.
He would have to take like $1 million a year. Like I wouldn't pay that man because, bro, think about it. He done had like back-to-back big contracts and haven't delivered at all because he stayed hurt. He stayed hurt all the time.
That's true.
Yeah, he stayed hurt a lot, man. So I'm good on Kenny Galladay. If you are going to get a wide receiver or something like that in free agency, man, let me take a look at I don't even know right offhand all of the available wide receivers.
Yeah, because I'm hearing things about D-Hop trying to go somewhere, which he done messed up his contract because of whatever. I heard. I know you heard about a report talking about Garoppolo said that he was almost a Panther last year.
Right. Yeah.
I don't hear nobody talking about him. You can bring him in. He ain't gonna cost you a whole bunch of money.
Shit. Hey, so names that's out here, free agents, man. You got Robert Woods, which I wouldn't mind Robert Woods being here. He a deep threat. It can take the top off.
Yeah.
You know, you got Nelson Alliger, Sterling Shepard, DJ Shark, which is, you know, he got ties to Deuce Staley. Marvin Jones Jr., Julio Jones is a free agent. Jacoby Myers, Alan Lazard, Juju Smith-Schuster.
I don't want Juju either.
Yeah, N'Keal Harry, Sammy Watkins, Zach Pascal, Bashard, McCole Hardman. That's somebody that will be, you know, because, you know, he a speed demon, man.
That's what we need right there.
Yeah, I like that, man.
That's what we need right there. They need to be calling him up right now. Hey, boy.
Yeah,
What's your legs looking like?
Right, he did a lot of things, man, when he was with Kansas City. Then you got let's see who else they got on here. They got
You got their ages too? Do they say their ages?
it
Some of
don't
these guys.
show their ages, but I can
Okay.
click on it and find it out. But Scotty Miller from Tampa Bay, he was another little short, you know what I'm saying, fast speed demon wide receiver. Greg Dortch for Arizona, he had a big year this past year down there in Arizona when Hopkins was suspended.
Right.
So you know he showed a lot of flashes and stuff too. So there's some names out here, man. There's some names for the Panthers can, you know, they can bring in.
Yeah, we definitely need a burner.
Yeah, somebody that can stretch the field. You know, we definitely need somebody that can stretch the field because that's something we've been lacking for a long time, actually.
Yeah.
I thought Curtis Samuel was gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? But he was more of a possession wide receiver.
Yeah, he's quirky and he's fast. But his build is almost like a running back almost.
Yeah, it is.
Like a slasher, but I mean he had health issues too.
Paris Campbell, yeah. Curtis said Paris Campbell, yeah, his name is out there too, man. Byron Pringle. I mean, it's a lot of good names out there that can really stretch the field. Like Panthers, I mean, again, then there's a lot of good wide receivers in the draft too. So you got some, you know, you got some choices, man. But you definitely need to bring in some more playmakers on offense.
Yeah, definitely. Like we got to. I mean, we out there with some threes.
Right.
And I know everybody be talking about defense, but we need to talk about defense and a quarterback. But you got to have more on this team.
Yeah,
like,
you got to.
You got to.
Got to bring some more weapons on offense. But man, I'm about to, man, get up out of here, Pop, man. I just wanted to pop on here for a little bit. I appreciate you for pulling up on me, brother.
For sure.
I'm about to start putting more content on the channel, man. You know, I've been over there, man, with between the lines and getting that stuff. But I gotta continue to show life is just a way, some love, man. So you about to start seeing a lot more come out of this way.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, but I appreciate you pulling up, man. For everybody that's watching, if you're new to the channel, make sure y'all like and subscribe to it. Again, man, what are the Panthers going to do, man? It's going to be interesting. Let's watch this combine over the next couple of days, see how these quarterbacks throw, see who the Panthers high on, who they not high on. They are scheduled to meet with Derek Carr again, so we'll see how that goes, man. But, hey, Life is Just a Wave podcast, man. Subscribe to it. Become a surfer today. Until next time, everybody, I'll holler at y'all.